All right, y'all, I'm back with another video. This is actually part 2 to the rubric video that I recently posted. If you haven't seen that video, I'll figure out how to put a card either on one of these ends of the screen so you can click on that video. That is actually part 1. And what we go over there is how to incorporate the use of your rubric when setting up your research paper outline for your research paper to make sure that you get the distinguished or the proficient or whatever it is that you're shooting for. This one is going to dive a little bit deeper into the competency map to ensure that when you go into your classroom and your instructions, that you pull in those competencies that are required for this particular assessment or assignment. So stay tuned. Let's go into the classroom and see what that's all about. Picking back up in the classroom. Assessment 2, which is what we've been discussing in terms of the rubric. We have at the very underneath the top banner, we have instructions, resources, and activities. The instructions are here down below. Everything here is going to include your instructions, and you can either click on these chevrons just to click on one section at a time, or you can click on the expand all and it'll give you everything that you need to see in terms of your instructions. When you click on the scoring guide below, this blue link is going to take you to the rubric. Up at the top, you'll also notice that you have 1, 2, 3 attempts in turning in your assignment for the grade that you desire. Typically, when you turn it in the first time, if you don't meet the distinguished standards, or if there's anything that you want to update, change to resubmit the paper for a better grade, you can do that. I want to go down into the instructions area. Basically, this is about researching, applying your research skills. When you read your instructions, it basically is a summary of everything that the professor needs you to include in your paper in bullet points. Now, I always go to my rubric and add the criteria under the distinguished column to my research paper outline draft so that I can make sure that I hit those points. But there are also some points here that the professor will also give you to kind of make sure that you hit on everything that she's looking for. So you want to read this section thoroughly. Some professors will also provide an example, which is located here in the way of a PDF, so that you can look at a paper that has been submitted previously by a previous student. And this is the format. It's APA 7 format is what they're looking for 100% of the time. All right. This is an annotated bibliography in this particular assignment. So you want to make sure that you have your resource here formatted in APA 7. Then you're going to summarize what that particular resource stated in your own words. You want to stay away from plagiarism. Here's another one, another reference, another resource, right? And then the summary, another reference, and then the summary, so forth and so on. When you're doing an annotated bibliography, of course, you still want to include your reference page at the end. So this particular professor added a PDF exemplar of an assignment from a previous student to kind of help you gauge what she's looking for. We're going to go back to the instruction page. Now, competencies measured is just as important as your scoring guide. This is another area you want to pay attention to, and I also copy and paste into my Word document. I'm going to click on this, and it says, by successfully completing this assignment, you will demonstrate your proficiency in the following course competencies and scoring guide criteria. So you see that? Competencies and scoring guide criteria. This is going to lead me to the competency map. But before I go to the competency map, I want to show you, I'm going to put this in my Word document. Copy, go to my document, and pop it in. There's that. This is my outline. Okay? This is the very beginning skeletal stages of my outline. I just want to make sure that I have the meat and potatoes of what's being asked of me from 1, my rubric, and 2, my competency map. Assessment 2 in this class. These are the competencies, and this is what's in the rubric under distinguished. Follow me now as we go back to the classroom. And over to your left-hand side, over at the menu, there are all these hyperlinks, and you're going to click on the one that says Competency Map. All right, so here is in the Capella campus, you are in the Competency Map page. When you scroll down over to your left-hand side, you'll see term and course. You want to make sure that you are in the correct term and in the correct course. Our focus for this video is course 4000 assessment 2. If you look, I'm in spring 24 and all I had here was 4060 and 4900. Wrong term. So I need to click on the correct term, winter. And when I do that, you notice that it begins to load up the courses that I took during my winter term. And there is FPX 4000. Now I can look at the competencies. I have 19 criteria to finish and 4 assessments or assignments to complete. When you first log into here, these are not going to have any color at all. They're just going to be white. As you complete your assignments, they will begin to show up as these colors here in the rubric. Distinguished, proficient, basic, non-performance. Okay? We're going to go ahead just for kicks and giggles, and we're going to just, you're able to click into the criteria, the competency. So let's go into criteria 1. So when I'm completing my assignments, I want to go into each of these and see what the criteria is for that assignment. So, well, how do I know, Melly, when I click in it, whether or not the assignment I'm currently working on is addressing the competency here? Well, this criteria has the criteria, completion, your grade, all right here. And then here it has the assessment. This one is assessment 4. So this particular criteria is not addressing the assignment that we're on because we're on assignment 2. Okay? So let's look in competency 2. Click. You'll see here competency 2. This one is for assignment 4. Look, assessment 2. That's what we're looking for, right? What do we need to do in assignment 2? We need to assess the credibility of information and explain the relevance of the information sources. We also need to analyze academic peer-reviewed journal articles using the annotated bibliography. And if you look down here, you see 2. This is another one. So you've got these 3 criteria to complete for assessment 2. So in competency 2, you have 3 criteria that you need to meet for assessment 2. So going back to the document, so now your draft outline has within it not only the criteria that you need to meet in order to obtain a distinguished on your assignment, but it also has the competencies that you grabbed from the instructions and were able to pop them in there. So any other things that you wish to add from what the professor states he or she is looking for, add it into the outline draft, so that way once you begin typing your paper, you can go ahead and make sure that you have all of your bases covered. Shooting for the moon, which is distinguished. If you miss, you're landing in the stars, on a star or 2, which is proficient. I hope this has been helpful for you in how to use your rubric and your competency maps to create your outline draft for your research paper. And there you have it. That is how I start off every assessment, every assignment, which is a research paper, by going in to the course instructions for that assessment or assignment, reading the instructions, going to the rubric, pulling out what I need, putting it into my Word document, bulleting those points of the rubric, going into the competencies and listed in the instructions like I showed you, and putting those into the outline so that when I'm looking at my outline, I say, okay, these are the things that I need to complete. And there is the meat and potatoes for my paper. Now I'm ready to go and to the library and find those evidence-based practice and peer-reviewed resource articles so that I can utilize those and build my paper around with respect to whatever it is that the assignment is specifies. So if you're interested, leave a comment below, click like, share, subscribe. I'm also thinking about doing videos for the lifesaver tools. They were my life rafts. And when I'm talking about Perla and Grammarly, Perla, Grammarly, and Turnitin Draft. So if you're interested or if you need help with those, I would be more than happy to do a brief video on how those saved my entire life. I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, like, share, subscribe, join my YouTube tribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.